Today we discuss about parallelogram law of vectors, which is a small topic in motion in a plane. And before going to this parallelogram law of vectors, a small request is taken, that is to get this type of videos continuously, please subscribe, share and like these videos. And first one, in this parallelogram law of vectors, we explain about only if the vectors have only magnitude and the angle between the two vectors is given. That means in this topic we explain about addition or subtraction of two vectors if we know the magnitudes of the two vectors and angle between the two vectors. And first one, to find out the addition or subtraction of the two vectors, generally we are using two types of laws. First one is parallelogram law of vectors and another one is triangle law of vectors. So first we concentrate on the parallelogram law of vectors, and the parallelogram law of vectors statement can be given as if two non-zero vectors are presented by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant is given by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the point of intersection of the two vectors. So to find out the magnitude of the resultant of the two vectors and angle made by the resultant with the first vector, first we know the diagram, so we can explain about the diagram. So in that case, OA indicates A bar and OB indicates B bar, and that A bar and B bar are taken as adjacent sides of a parallelogram as shown in this diagram. Then we complete the parallelogram OACB, that is as shown in this diagram, and to get the right angle triangle we can draw the perpendicular line from C, and that is taken as CN, and A bar is extended, then you can get AN, so you can get OCN triangle, and in this case theta indicates the angle between A bar and B bar, and beta is the angle made by the resultant with A bar. Then to find out the magnitude of the resultant, we are taking the triangle OCN, and by using the Pythagoras theorem we can get OC square is equal to ON square plus NC square, and from the diagram we know that OC is equal to R and ON is equal to A plus B cos theta and NC is equal to B sin theta. So by substituting the values we can get R square is equal to A plus B cos theta whole square plus B sin theta whole square. By expanding this you can get R square is equal to A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sin square theta. That implies R square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and therefore R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And in the similar way, to find the angle made by resultant with A bar, again we are taking the same triangle OCN, and from that triangle we can find out tan beta, that tan beta is equal to NC by ON, and that NC is equal to B sin theta and ON is equal to A plus B cos theta from diagram. Therefore, tan beta is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So, in that manner, by using this parallelogram law of vectors, if we know the two vectors magnitudes and angle between the two vectors, we can find out the resultant and the direction of the resultant with A bar. And based on this, we are taking some examples. First one, can the sum of two vectors be a scalar? Generally, if the two vectors are added, we can get a vector. Therefore, for this answer is no, and the sum of the two vectors is always a vector quantity. And next one, based on that parallelogram diagram, we can take one more example, that is A bar, B bar and C bar are taken as vectors, and R is the midpoint of PQ. Then what is the relation between A bar, B bar and C bar? And the options are given as option A bar plus B bar is equal to 2C bar, and option B A bar plus B bar is equal to C bar, option C A bar minus B bar is equal to 2C bar, and option D A bar minus B bar is equal to C bar. And to explain this, we are extending the diagram as shown in this way, and here in this case A bar and B bar are taken as adjacent sides of a parallelogram OQSP, and C bar is in the direction of diagonal OS, and from that above diagram we can get option A is taken as correct, because here that C bar is half of the magnitude of resultant of A bar and B bar. Therefore, A bar plus B bar is taken as 2C bar. So that is about the second example. Next one, to solve this theory bits related to this parallelogram law of vectors, we are taking two node points. That node points are first one, when the angle between two vectors increases, the magnitude of their resultant decreases. And in the similar way, node 2, if the magnitude of A is greater than B, then alpha is less than beta. That is, the resultant is closer to the vector of larger magnitude, and in this case alpha is taken as angle between resultant R bar and A bar, and beta is angle between resultant R bar and B bar. And next one, based on the R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and tan beta is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Based on that two equations, we can take some examples. First one, the square of the resultant of two forces 4 Newton and 3 Newton exceeds the square of the resultant of the two forces by 12 when they are mutually perpendicular. Find the angle between the vectors. And in this case, from the given data, we can write 4 square plus 3 square plus 2 into 4 into 3 cos theta is equal to 12 plus 4 square plus 3 square. And in this case, 4 square plus 3 square on both sides cancelled. So you can get cos theta is equal to 1 by 2. And from that, the angle between the two vectors is taken as 60 degrees. Next one more example. Two forces are such that the sum of their magnitudes is 18 Newton. The resultant is root 228 when they are at 120 degrees. Then find the magnitudes of the forces. So to find out the magnitudes of the forces, first we are taking the given data from the first sentence. You can understand that the sum of the two forces magnitudes is 18. Therefore, A plus B is equal to 18. Next one, therefore, A square plus B square plus 2AB is equal to 324. That is taken as a first equation, and given that R is equal to root 228 and angle between the two vectors is 120 degrees. Therefore, you can get root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 120 degrees is equal to root 228. So, A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 120 degrees is equal to 228. Then by using the first equation, that first equation is coming from A plus B is equal to 18. By squaring this, you can get A square plus B square plus 2AB equal to 324. That is noted as first equation. Then by using a first and second equations, we can get AB value. So to get AB value, the second equation is subtracted from first equation. Therefore, you can get 3AB is equal to 96. That is, AB is equal to 32. And to get the A minus B value, we are using A minus B whole square is equal to A plus B whole square minus 4AB. That implies A minus B whole square is equal to 324 minus 4 into 32. That means just we are applying the values of A plus B and AB. Therefore, you can get A minus B is equal to 14. And we know that A plus B is equal to 18. By adding that two equations, we can get 2A is equal to 32. That implies A is equal to 16 newtons. And if it is substituted either in A plus B equal to 18 or A minus B is equal to 14, then you can get B is equal to 2 newtons. Next one, another example. The resultant of two vectors at an angle 150 degrees is 10 units and is perpendicular to one vector. Find the magnitude of a smaller vector. So in this case, the resultant is 10 degrees. Angle between the two vectors is 150 degrees. So we can use the resultant formula. So we can get 10 is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 150 degrees. By squaring this, we can get 100 is equal to A square plus B square minus root 3AB. That is taken as a first equation. And given that the resultant is perpendicular to one vector, therefore we are using tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Therefore, tan 90 degrees is equal to B sin 150 degrees divided by A plus B cos 150 degrees. And tan 90 is equal to 1 by 0. So, by applying the values, 1 by 0 is equal to 1 by 2 A minus root 3 by 2B. From that, you can get 2A is equal to root 3B. And from the above equation, we can get B is equal to 2 by root 3A. And it is substituted in first equation. Then you can get 100 is equal to B square minus A square. That is taken as a second equation. In the similar way, from 2a equal to root 3b, a is equal to root 3 by 2b. Again it is substituted in first equation, that is 100 equal to a square plus b square minus root 3ab. Then we can get 100 is equal to 2a square minus b square by 2. That is taken as a third equation. And from second and third equations, we can get 2a square minus b square is equal to 2b square minus 2a square. That means 4a square equal to 3b square. Then from this, we can get a square equal to 3 by 4 b square, and this is substituted in second equation, that is 100 is equal to b square minus a square. Then we can get a is equal to 10 root 3 unit, and it is substituted either in second equation or third equation. We can get b is equal to 20 unit. So in this manner, this problem is completed. Next one, another example, the resultant of two forces 1 and p is perpendicular to 1 and equal to 1. What is the value of p and angle between the forces? Here the two forces are given as 1 and p, and the resultant is also equal to 1. So based on that given data, we can get, that means we are applying the resultant formula, we can get 1 plus p square plus 2p cos theta is equal to 1. That implies p square plus 2p cos theta is equal to 0. That is taken as a first equation. And next one, the resultant is perpendicular to 1. Due to that reason, we are using the direction formula, that is tan beta is equal to b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. So based on that, we can get tan 90 degrees is equal to 1 by 0, that is equal to p sin theta by 1 plus p cos theta. Then we can get 1 plus p cos theta is equal to 0. That implies p cos theta is equal to minus 1. That is taken as a second equation. Now this second equation is substituted in a first equation, that is p square plus 2p cos theta is equal to 0. Then we simplifying this, you can get p is equal to root 2. And this p is equal to root 2, that is taken as third equation. By substituting third equation in a second equation, we can get a cos theta is equal to minus 1 by root 2. That implies theta is equal to 135 degrees. Next one, another example, two vectors having magnitudes a and root 3a are perpendicular to each other. What is the angle between their resultant and a bar? So in this case, the given vectors are a and root 3a. And first one, we can find out tan alpha. So that tan alpha is equal to root 3a sin 90 by a plus root 3a cos 90. And that is equal to root 3. Because that a and root 3a are given as perpendicular to each other. Therefore, you can get tan alpha is equal to root 3. That means theta is equal to 60 degrees. Next one, resultant of two vectors of magnitudes p and q is of magnitude of q bar. If the magnitude of q bar is doubled, find the angle made by the new resultant with p bar. And in this case the vectors are p and q, and the resultant is given as q. Therefore, by using the resultant formula, that is r is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, we can get q square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. That means 2q cos theta is equal to minus p. That is taken as a first equation. Next one, we can take the direction formula. So that direction formula is tan alpha is equal to q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. And in the second case, the magnitude of q bar is doubled. So due to that reason, that tan alpha is written as 2q sin theta by p plus 2q cos theta. And from the first equation, we can get 2q cos theta is equal to minus p. Therefore, tan alpha is equal to 2q sin theta by p minus p, that is equal to infinity. So that means alpha is equal to 90 degrees. Alpha means angle made by the new resultant with p bar. Next one, example 9. The resultant of two vectors p bar and q bar is r bar. If the magnitude of q bar is doubled, the new resultant becomes perpendicular to p bar. Then find the magnitude of r bar. And in this case also, the resultant is given as r and the vectors are taken as p bar and q bar. So by using the resultant formula, we can get r square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. That is taken as first equation. And given that if the magnitude of q bar is doubled, the new resultant is perpendicular to p bar. Therefore, again we are using the direction formula, that is tan alpha is equal to 1 by 0 2q sin theta by p plus 2q cos theta. So from that we can get 2q cos theta is equal to minus p. That is taken as a second equation. By substituting the second equation in a first equation, we can get r square is equal to q square. That implies r is equal to q. And next one, the magnitudes of two vectors p bar and q bar differ by 1. The magnitude of their resultant makes an angle of tan inverse 3 by 4 with p. Find the angle between p and q. So to solve this, first follow the diagram. So that diagram contains two vectors p and q, and that p value is taken as 4 and q is taken as 3. And from that we can find out tan alpha. That tan alpha is equal to 3 by 4. And the difference between the magnitudes of the two vectors from the diagram, we can get p minus q is equal to 1. So all the two conditions, that is p minus q is equal to 1, tan alpha is equal to 3 by 4, are satisfied from that diagram. That means that two conditions are satisfied if and only if p bar and q bar are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, p bar and q bar are perpendicular to each other. That means the angle between P and Q is taken as 90 degrees. So in that manner, based on the resultant and the direction of the resultant with the first vector, we can get these type of varieties of problems. And with the help of this parallelogram law of vectors, we can find the subtraction of two vectors also. So to find out that subtraction of two vectors, again we need two vectors. That two vectors are taken as A bar and B bar, and angle between the two vectors is taken as theta. And the subtraction of the two vectors is denoted by S bar, and its magnitude is taken as S. And angle made by the subtraction of the vectors with the first vector is taken as beta. And here the general formula for subtraction of two vectors is taken as S bar is equal to A bar minus B bar. That means S bar is equal to A bar plus minus B bar. So that implies in the place of B bar or in the place of Q bar, we can take a negative vector. Then automatically we can get the subtraction of the vectors. So that subtraction of the vectors is taken as S is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2P into minus Q cos theta. Then we can get S is equal to root of P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. And in the similar way, to find out the direction of S bar with P bar, we are using tan beta is equal to Q sin theta by P minus Q cos theta. That means in the place of second vector, just we are using negative vector. Then we can get automatically that magnitude of subtraction of vectors and its direction with the first vector. And if we are taking the first and second vectors are taken as equal vectors, but the directions are different, then we can find out addition and subtraction of vectors. And to find out addition of vectors in simple way, we are using R is equal to root of A square plus A square plus 2A square cos theta. That implies R is equal to root of 2A square into 1 plus cos theta. That 1 plus cos theta is taken as 2 cos square theta by 2. Therefore, the addition of two equal vectors, simple formula is taken as R is equal to 2A cos theta by 2. And in the similar way, to find out subtraction of two equal vectors, the formula is taken as S is equal to root of A square plus A square minus 2A square cos theta. Then S is equal to root of 2A square into 1 minus cos theta. And from the trigonometry, we know that 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. Therefore, the subtraction of two equal vectors, the general formula is taken as S is equal to 2A sin theta by 2. And based on this subtraction of vectors and addition and subtraction of two equal vectors, we are taking some examples. First one, prove that R square plus S square is equal to 2 into S square plus B square. Here R is the addition of two vectors A bar and B bar, and S is the magnitude of subtraction of two vectors A bar and B bar. Therefore, we can get R square plus S square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta plus A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Then By simplifying this, we can get r square plus s square is equal to 2 into a square plus b square. Next one, another example. What is the angle between p bar and the resultant of p bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar? For them the options are given as first option A 0 and option B tan inverse P by Q and option C tan inverse Q by P and option D tan inverse of P minus Q by P plus Q. And to solve this we are taking a diagram, and that diagram is like this, and P bar Q bar and minus q bar are taken, and p bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar are taken as shown in the figure. P bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar are taken as adjacent sides of a parallelogram. So now the resultant of p bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar is along the direction of p bar. Therefore, the resultant of p bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar is along the direction of p bar. Therefore, the angle between the resultant of p bar plus q bar and p bar minus q bar with p bar is taken as 0. And next one, so the option is taken as A. Next one, example 13, if magnitude of p bar plus q bar is equal to magnitude of p bar minus q bar, find the angle between p bar and q bar. So to solve this, we are using addition of two vectors p bar and q bar and subtraction of two vectors p bar and q bar. So that is p bar plus q bar is taken as root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, that is given as root of p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. By squaring this, we can get p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. That means 4pq cos theta is equal to 0. So the vectors are perpendicular to each other. Because cos theta is equal to 0, that means theta is equal to 90 degrees. And next one, example 14, when can a bar plus b bar be equal to a bar minus b bar? And this is different from the first problem, that means before problem. And in this case, a bar plus b bar is equal to a bar minus b bar, that means with direction also. Therefore, that is possible if and only if b bar is taken as 0. If b bar is taken as 0, then a bar plus b bar is equal to a bar and a bar minus b bar is equal to a bar. That means to get that condition, compulsorily b bar must be null vector. And next one, example 15, the sum of two unit vectors is also a vector of unit magnitude. Find the magnitude of the difference of the two unit vectors and angle between them. So two unit vectors means their magnitude is taken as 1. Therefore, already for unit vectors addition, the formula is given as r is equal to 2p cos theta by 2. Based on that, we can get 1 is equal to 2 cos theta by 2. That implies theta is equal to 120 degrees. And to find out the subtraction of the two vectors, difference means subtraction of the vectors, we can use S is equal to 2p sin theta by 2, where p is unit vector. So you can get S is equal to 2 sin 120 by 2, that is equal to root 3. And next one more example. Two vectors of equal magnitude P are inclined at some angle such that the difference in magnitude of resultant and magnitude of either of the vectors is 0.732 times either of the magnitude of the vectors. If the angle between them is increased by half of its initial value, then find the magnitude of the difference of the vectors. And in this case, two equal vectors are given. That two equal vectors resultant is taken as 2p cos theta by 2, and the difference between the resultant and any vector is given as 0.732p. Therefore 2p cos theta by 2 minus p is equal to 0.732p. That implies 2p cos theta by 2 equal to root 3p. Theta is equal to 60 degrees. And next one, the angle between them is increased by half. So here you can get angle is 60 degrees. Half of that angle is taken as 30 degrees. So the new angle between the two vectors is taken as 60 plus 30 degrees. Therefore the new angle theta dash is taken as 90 degrees. So in this case, to find out the subtraction of the vectors or difference of the vectors, we can use S is equal to 2p sin theta dash by 2, and theta dash is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore S is equal to 2p sin 90 degrees by 2, that is equal to root 2p. Next one, two vectors a bar and b bar have precisely equal magnitudes. For the magnitude of a bar plus b bar to be larger than the magnitude of a bar minus b bar by a factor n, what is the angle between them? So here also two equal vectors are given. So the addition of two equal vectors is taken as 2a cos theta by 2, and subtraction of the two equal vectors is taken as 2a sin theta by 2. And from the given data, that addition of two equal vectors is n times the subtraction of the two equal vectors. Therefore we can get 2a cos theta by 2 is equal to n 2a sin theta by 2. That implies tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 by n. So theta is equal to 2 tan inverse 1 by n. Next one, note points. First one, if two vectors a bar and b bar are parallel to each other, that implies theta is equal to 0 degrees. In that case, you can get the maximum resultant, and that maximum resultant value is taken as R max, that is equal to a plus b. If two vectors a bar and b bar are anti-parallel to each other, that is theta is equal to 180 degrees, then we can get the minimum resultant. So that minimum resultant or minimum formula is taken as R minimum equal to a minus b. Sometimes only the vectors magnitudes are given and angle between them is not given. In that case, To guess the resultant of the two vectors, we are using a note 3. That is, the resultant of any two vectors lies in between R max and R minimum. So based on this, we are taking examples. So example 18, which of the following sets of forces acting simultaneously on a particle keep it in equilibrium? So we have four sets of forces, and in each set the first two forces are taken as A and B, and last one is taken as a resultant. So we are checking the option A. A vector is 3 Newton, B vector is 4 Newton. So R max is equal to 4 plus 3, that is 7. R minimum is 4 minus 3, that is 1. So that means the resultant must be lying in between 7 and 1. But here the resultant is given as 10. So the option A is wrong. And in the similar way, option B and option D you can check. And come to option C. Vector A is 2 Newton, vector B is 6 Newton. So R max is 6 plus 2, 8 Newton. R minimum 6 minus 2, 4. So the resultant lies in between 8 and 4. So here the resultant given as 5. So that is in between 8 and 4. So the option C is taken as a correct one. Next one, example 19. The greater and the least resultant of two forces are 7 Newton and 3 Newton respectively. If each of the force is increased by 3 Newton and applied at 60 degrees, find the magnitude of the resultant. And to find out this, first one, greater resultant means R max. R max is equal to 7. So R max is taken as A plus B, that is equal to 7. And next one, least resultant means that is R minimum, that is taken as A minus B. So A minus B is equal to 3. So we get two equations, A plus B equal to 7 and A minus B is equal to 3. And by adding that two equations, we can get A is equal to 5 Newton, and by substituting this A equal to 5 Newton in any equation, you can get B is equal to 2 Newton. And if each of the force is increased by 3 Newton, it is given in the problem, then we can get new vectors. That new vectors are taken as A dash and B dash. So that A dash is equal to 8 Newton and B dash is equal to 5 Newton. And the angle between the two vectors is given as 60 degrees. Then to find out the resultant of these two new vectors, again we can use R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So by substituting them, R is equal to root of 8 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 8 into 5 cos 60 degrees. By simplifying this, you can get R is equal to root 129 newtons. So in this manner, we can explain about this parallelogram law of vectors concept. And to get more videos like this, please subscribe my channel and share these videos. And if you have any doubts, comment in the comment box.